Good morning, everyone. It's a blistering 85 degrees and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning here. I am going to go ahead and get my stuff planted this morning. I'm going to try as best as I can before the heat hits us. We're supposed to be in the high 90s today. So I'm going to plant what corn I had. I had about 60 of them germinate out of the 92. And I'm going to put them in the beds today. I showed in my previous video that I tried to direct sow into my beds, and they didn't take. Either they didn't germinate because they were poor seed, old seed, or I had critters in here taking the seed. And I had a lot of birds in here at the time I planted this, so I'm guessing the latter, that it was birds. So I'm going to go ahead and get some planted today because we're supposed to have rain tomorrow. And that's what you want. You want some nice rainwater to drench the plants while you first planted them. So I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I got sweet potato slips. I think I got 6 or 7 left that I'm getting them out of my garden. I'm going to do some corn today. And then I'm probably going to clear a couple of beds. I pulled one bed of potatoes, red potatoes, that I'm going to get ready to plant some squash in there, winter squash in there. So I got a busy morning. Before the heat hits, I'm going to try to get as much done as possible. So as you can see, this is the root ball of the corn that I germinated. It's really super soaked right now. And all I'm doing is that I'm giving it a chance. When I'm planting it in the ground this morning, it's going to get warm this afternoon. And it needs a water source to help with the fragile plant on top. So this is super soaked. And I'm going to side dress the corn today. And then also, I'm sweating really bad. It's hot out here. It's really humid today. But it's getting in my eyes and stuff, all the sweat. But anyway, so I'm going to give it a chance by super soaked the root ball today before I put it in the ground. And then it's going to get side dressed with fertilizer 10-10-10. It already has bone meal, blood meal in the soil. And then it also, I prepared the beds with compost, cow manure, and all that stuff. So this has been sitting here for a while, about 6 weeks, getting all nice and ready for corn planting. Okay, I got my corn planted. This was the only one that came up of the direct sow. So we're going to go ahead and side dress these right now with 10-10-10 fertilizer. Don't put it on the plant. Okay guys, it's all planted. I have 64 transplants in my corn beds. They've been fertilized, they've been deeply watered, so they are ready to go. Now, this is the method that I use here that I used over in my other corn. So let's go take a look at my other corn. This is my other corn. This one got planted in, I want to say end of April, first part of May. Same way, I started them seeds in the greenhouse, and I came and I transplanted them out in the garden like I just did with the other ones. But you can see these are loaded with corn. They look really healthy. Stalks are starting to turn brown, or the silks are starting to turn brown. But wherever you look, there's corn, corn, and corn all over this bed. So look how good those are. And this is weird. I've never seen this. This actually did a stalk, and then it gave me these up on top. I don't know what that's about, but it did give me 2 ears of corn, so I don't know what that is and why it did that. Looks like little tiny little corn kernels. But this is going to be harvested here in the next couple of weeks. But everything looks really good. I'm really happy with my corn this year. But I was on the ball. I fertilized every 2 weeks. It got heavily watered every night. And I pulled weeds. I kept pests off of it. I started having corn worms in the very beginning over here. I had like 6 of them. And I was on the ball on that. I got that taken care of right away. So saved my corn from them this year. Last year my corn was a disaster. I didn't get a single ear of corn. And what did produce, the porcupine got a hold of. So I'm praying. We got that family of porcupines last year. So I didn't know that they climb fences. They do. And they don't leave footprints either, because they have such fat padding on their feet you can't tell. I pull out all my potato plants over there out of the 11 beds. 6 of those beds are going to turn into more corn, so I'm going to have 3 plantings of corn this year. And then the other 5 beds I am going to put winter squash in. So I'm going to make sure I utilize all my beds this year and get as much as I can. Last year we got nothing, and the year before I had a really good harvest, so we're living off of the year before's harvest, and now I'm trying to store as much as possible, so if something happens next year, we at least have plentiful amounts in our pantry from the garden this year. So you never get season after season after season of good planting, of good harvest. That's just how it works. You just roll with the punches and just keep going. Don't give up. Last year was a disaster. Between the bugs and all the animals looking for food, because we had a drought. We only had 11 inches of rain all year, which we're supposed to have 32. They just came looking for food. I don't blame them, but they attacked my garden and they got everything. Even with fencing up and electric and all that stuff, they got in here. They were that desperate. So let me get some sweet potatoes planted. I've got about 6 more slips that I have on my windowsill that I want to get done. And then I'm going to go get in the pool. It's too hot. I'm just like, it's sweating down my face, into my eyes, and I can feel it dripping down my back right now. It's really, really humid. That's telling us we're going to have some rain here pretty soon. Okay, so my last planting for the morning is I'm going to put the rest of my sweet potato slips in. I have, oh gosh, I think 90 slips I got off of 2 sweet potatoes this year. So this is the last of them. And you ask, why so many sweet potatoes? I'm supplementing for my pigs this year. So about 2/3 of them are going to go to them, and the other third is for us to eat and keep in storage. So yeah, my pigs like sweet potatoes, and I am going to give them sweet potatoes this year. Best thing about sweet potatoes, you don't need to fertilize them. See, I got a really good root system starting on there. You don't need to fertilize sweet potatoes, and really you don't need to water them too much because they like the heat and they're heat and drought tolerant. So plant them in the ground and forget about them. I was in here last night about 8:30. Our sun doesn't go down until about 8:45 now. So what I did was I put my cages around my watermelons. I'm not going to take a chance finding out that I do have more porcupines or raccoons, but these are what I use. You can get these on Amazon. I think they come in a 4-pack. But it's just a little dome mesh, and it's got little prongs that stick in the ground. I would suggest that you use landscape clips to go down deeper because raccoons will dig down under and pick them up. But I've got them placed right now. Got 2 here. Got 1 over there. My rattlesnakes are too long. They won't fit in there. So I'm just praying that a raccoon or another animal doesn't get in here and take them. But same thing with my pumpkins. I don't know if you can, right there, got a cage on it. Just trying to protect stuff this year. Same thing, another cage. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick some jalapenos. I got a half of a 5-gallon bucket of tomatoes out of the garden last night. And what we got here? Jalapenos. What does that make? Makes Rotel. So I got some Anaheim peppers, and I got some jalapenos, tomatoes, and onions. So I think today I am going to make Rotel. So let me go and pick some of these off. Nice size jalapeno. Good night, everyone.